Hi, I'm Mike Evanoff, and we're talking about Google Earth Enterprise, and today we will be talking about the portables. And so portables give you the ability to take part of your globe and then take it with you, so you don't have to be connected to your Google Earth server in order to use Google Earth. So let's start with what the user experience is for this. And so the user experience, they will have a number of files on their hard drive. So I'm running off of my Macintosh here, and you can see I have a number of different files. And there are many different sizes. Some of them are 10, 20, 30 gigs. Some of them are less than a gig. And the user, all they have to do is double click on one of these. And when they double click, it launches a web page. And this web page essentially tells the user that yes, we are now serving the Atlanta globe, just like we asked. But if we want to serve something else, we can just click on it and the server will start serving something else. This web page also tells the user that they can connect to localhost with their Google Earth Enterprise client. So essentially, they will start their Google Earth Enterprise client, and when it launches, you'll connect to your own computer. So I'm literally logging into my own Macintosh, and when I log into my own computer, I will load the Atlanta globe that I've just double-clicked on. And we have all of the layers, we have all the information that we had on our main globe, only this is now completely running locally on my computer. And if I go somewhere other than Atlanta, so if I go down into the Florida Keys, you'll see that the globe is horrible. There's just really no resolution there at all. And that's because when we create the portables, we cut a particular area. So we define the area that we want to cut out of the main globe and take with us. So anything inside of that area will be high resolution. Anything outside of that area will not be high resolution at all. And since this is Atlanta, if we zoom back out again and go into Atlanta, you'll notice that we start seeing roads in Atlanta. And if I go all the way down in, you'll see that we have full resolution imagery right in the Atlanta area. And so this is the beauty of the portable. Completely disconnected from anything. I could unplug my Macintosh and go onto an airplane or into a Humvee or out into the field, and I would have the entire Google Earth experience just completely on my notebook computer. And all of the roads, all the layers, they work just like they do normally when you're connected to your server. Terrain, imagery, it all comes in. The portable servers can be arbitrarily sized. You can have a terabyte of data that you can bring on an external USB drive with you, and when the user double clicks, they'll have an entire terabyte worth of data. So you don't have to think of the portable server as being a city or a small number of blocks. It can be as large as you want, it to be. So if I log out of my Google Earth Enterprise client, we'll go back to this interface. And so I was showing you a 3D globe. We also have the ability to cut a 2D globe. And when we have a 2D globe, then that's just obviously 2D. So this is a Google Maps type of an environment. So we can just use a 2D Google map instead of a 3D globe. In this interface, we also have the ability to broadcast. And so what that means is if I click that broadcast button, then anyone in the room or anyone who's connected to the same network that I'm connected in can now use my notebook computer as a Google Earth server. So if I click on the broadcast button, it will ask me if I want to broadcast with a key or not. So if I want to protect the broadcast so that only some people can connect, I can broadcast with a key, or I can broadcast without a key, and then we just hit start broadcasting. And now someone else in my small network could connect to my IP address, :9335, and they would be seeing exactly the same Google Earth globe that I'm seeing. And then we can stop the server, we can stop broadcasting. So in this case, we'll just stop the server. And so that's the user experience. You have your globe files on your hard drive, you double click, it brings up the interface, and you can connect and start using the globe. So how do we create these things? How do we make these portable globe cuts? Well, first of all, we use Fusion, right? The product we've talked about in so many other videos. Use Fusion, you build a globe. So that's the first step. You build this really big globe and you publish it to your Google Earth server. Once the globe is published to the Google Earth server, on the Earth server once, you have to run a command called enable cutter. So it has to be done as root. And it's part of the GE server admin command. The GE server admin command is the command that we use to do almost everything on the Google Earth server. So we log into the Google Earth server, we run GE server admin -- enable cutter. And I've done this already. Normally it would come up and say, oh, okay, I've enabled cutter, and now you have to restart the Earth server process. So we enable cutter, and once we've enabled the cutter, now I can start cutting from my main globe. And the interface that we have for that is, what we have here is the cutter interface. And you can see that I've logged into my Google Earth server, and then under the cutter directory. So you just point your browser to your server/cutter, and it will bring up this interface. And when the interface is up, you can pick which globe you want to cut from. So you can, if you've published more than one globe, you can cut from whichever one you'd choose. And in this case, this globe is a very simple test globe. It really just has some data of the San Francisco area. So what we'll do is first give our globe a name. And so we'll call this San Francisco. So we've given it a name. And then you use these little drawing tools. So we can pick a part of the globe that goes, just in the Bay Area here. So we'll pick that area. And to finish that polygon, I double-clicked. So I was click, 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 and then to finish the polygon, I double-click. So what we're going to do is create a portable globe that just contains the tip of the San Francisco Peninsula. Now we have a few other questions along the left. One of them is to override the existing globe if I already had one named San Francisco. I don't even have to use this cutter interface. I could even just take a KML file, a KML polygon, and paste it in. So if you don't want to, if you have a polygon that you're going to use over and over and over again, you can just keep it as a KML and paste it. Now, the final questions you have to answer: the minimum resolution and the maximum resolution. So minimum means how good do you want the imagery to be outside of that polygon? And in Google Earth, the layers go from layer 0 down to layer 23. And so layer 1 or 2 is incredibly low resolution outside the polygon. So, outside of the polygon, a level 6 or 7 or 8, that gives you enough information where the user can actually identify the globe, can get themselves oriented so they can zoom into the area of interest. And then the maximum area, that means how much do you want to cut from inside of the polygon. So typically people want to cut everything inside the polygon. I mean, is everything I've got inside that polygon is what I want. And in that case, you'll go up to level 24, which is everything. So I have kind of a low resolution outside the polygon, everything inside of the polygon. We can put a description of the globe in here if we want to, and then build it. We have this button down here that says Build Globe. And when we click that button, then you'll start seeing some log file information. And it's saying I'm building, I'm cutting, I'm assembling. So the Earth server right now is putting together this final portable. And this one should be relatively small, so it should run pretty quickly. And in fact, you can see it. Your globe is available. So the Earth server is finished, and it says, okay, here it is. Go ahead and click it to download. So if we click this globe, I'm going to put this into my desktop, which is where all my other globes are. So under my desktop, I have that globes folder. So I'll drop that San Francisco globe into my globes folder. And it's downloading. And once it's now on my notebook computer, we'll see that I should have the San Francisco globe in here. And there it is. And if I double click on it, it will come up in the in the portable interface, and I'll be able to view it offline with my notebook computer. So we've kind of gone through how does the user use the portables and how do we create them. But there's another aspect of portables that's really pretty powerful. So if I go back into my Earth server and I'll go to the directory on the Earth server that holds the portables. So you can see that directory. It's under the root of the web server. For us, the root of the web server is htdocs. And underneath there's a Cutter globes directory. And so if I show you what's under here, there's my San Francisco globe that I just published. Any globe that you put into this directory will be accessible by end users from your Earth server. So what does that mean? If I have an Earth server up and running already that users are connecting to, if somebody hands me a portable, I can drop it right in that directory, and then my Earth server will be immediately serving that globe out to my population. So maybe you have an Earth server out there somewhere that you have a whole bunch of people using, and if you have any updates or any new globes, you can just cut from them and send one file to the administrator of the Earth server, and they can put that one file in one location, and the Earth server will start serving it up. So how would that work? If I bring up the Google Earth Enterprise client, I can actually put in the URL. So in this case, the server is fusiontraining.noip/portable/San Francisco.glb. And that should now bring up that little portable globe that we just cut and left on the Google Earth server. All right, well, I probably just typed it wrong. But the point is that you can now use your Earth server as a place to serve more than one globe file up to your users. So I hope that helps you understand what the portable is and how we create portables and how we cut them and how we can serve them not only from a notebook computer, or we can also serve them from a full Google Earth server that's on your main network. Thanks.